Today is Thursday. It's a little cold. It's a little wet. But we're gonna go out and do some running. We're gonna get up into these mountains here. Hit these trails. Now, we get onto some trails, and the world starts to fade behind us. That mile-long list of problems I've got, you've got, everyone's got, attached to daily life that no one wants to deal with, but you just have to. Right here, they just start to fade away. As you go deeper and deeper, the less you think about those fucking things. What I love about these runs, though, about any long run, slightly long, is it's almost exactly just a replica of life. If you thought about the distance of your run compared to the distance of your life, throughout these different periods, you feel little bits of pain, but it changes constantly and it fades in and out. Once you notice on a big run, first couple miles might feel fine. Then all of a sudden your calf starts cramping up, starts tightening. You're wondering what the hell's going on with that, because it's never given you issues before. And then you push another 3-5 miles and it just fades away. But that's because your fucking hip is all of a sudden burning. Feels like it's coming out of place. Now you've forgotten about your calf, that feels fine, but your hip's burning. After a little while, that fades away, and then it's just your quads that are fucked. They're burning. They feel like they're just gonna give out. But what do? Well, you already pushed through the calves, the hip. You're like, all right, just keep going. You keep going, and all of a sudden, now nothing hurts. Now you're actually happy. You've got that runner's high. You've got that quality life high. Running through the trails, running through the mountains, running through the streets, whatever. We think about that in the comparison to life. There's almost always an issue. But if you keep pushing, you keep going, you deal with it, you put one foot in front of the other, eventually you get out of it. That shit goes away, and you get to feel the bliss of life. I've been thinking about the bliss of life recently a lot. So I had this period where I was extremely fat, extremely addicted, financially unstable, and I was miserable. And I started making these corrections in the form of eating right, exercising, challenging myself, being disciplined, lifting weights. My life changed. All of a sudden, it got better. I started to realize that I was this machine that could be efficient and complete things and achieve levels that most others won't even shoot for. And I went through this phase of working this 9-to-5 that I fucking hated. Going through the motions, planning out the future for what this large success would be for myself. And that's great. But what I realized is that the whole time I was doing this, I was doing it in the pursuit of success and financial freedom. And that's important, so I need financial freedom. But I kept telling myself the same thing. throughout this process is that I would always say, man, if I could just do nothing but exercise and eat good food, focus on my training and my recovery, I would be so happy. So I was going through this process every day, something I hated, just to get to something I love. When I can do that thing I love every day, I can chase that. I can make the trade-off. And in short term, financially, that might be a hit. But I think when you choose fulfillment, when you choose to do something you care about, that means something to you, you start to get real meaning in your life. And when you get real meaning, it starts to rub off on other people. And all of a sudden they get something out of it. And when you give back to others through decency and pursuit, I think the universe rewards you. So one day I'm working the 9-to-5 job I hate. I was in this cycle. I wasn't gonna get out. Now, I was stuck in my own mental loop of, I have to be here. I have to do this. Because I got bills. I need to live a certain lifestyle. I need more money. I was making more than I ever had. All of a sudden, one day, I'm working. And I hear this sound on my left. It sounds like a charcoal grill going up in flames. But times 10, times 100. And in a split second, the room I was in went up in flames. And right there, my life changed. My body reacted. I didn't think. My brain didn't have time. I just ran out of that room. Arms were covered in burns. But my reaction, my preparation, that I didn't know I was preparing for, saved me. But after this fire, I'm sitting there thinking, walling around my own pus and blood, can't do anything. And what I wanted to do was be out here. I wanted to run. I wanted to go to this gym, lift some weights. I wanted to cook some food over fire, share it with my friends, my family. And I realized that those are the things that have meaning to me. Well, those are some very primally ingrained instincts. I mean, running, physical challenges, cooking over fire, sharing it with your community. That's ingrained in us. But that's what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do this whole time. And I've been sitting here trading what I thought I needed for something that I deeply cared about in order to one day be able to do what I cared about. So now, I get out here and I run. I get to the gym every day. I cook food over fire and I share it with people I care about. And maybe this is the short-term trade-off. Less financial security, more fulfillment. I think that we spend so much time trying to chase happiness. I tell people all the time, I think happiness is very misconstrued the way we think about it. I think happiness comes from major life events and milestones, such as having a baby, getting married, some insane act of kindness from a random stranger, something truly special. I think that's happiness. And what we need to chase is fulfillment. What I need to chase, at least, fuck, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not for you. I'd still make the argument that it is, though, because I know that I ignored it for so long. I know that these primal instincts and challenges that I needed to feel fulfillment. So it gives me fuel. So it gives me fire. The willingness to fight, to persevere, to handle the challenges in the everyday life. Because once I've attacked these trails, I gotta go back to that mile-long list of issues that I need to handle. That's fine. Because once I've tackled this, it's gonna be easy. But what's special about running, or goals, or milestones, physical achievements, is I think those are the few rare times where you can actually achieve happiness created through your actions other than something very, very, very truly special in life. And that is when you set a goal, you set a challenge, and you don't know if you can achieve it, but you'll be damned if you don't try. You create that sense of happiness, because that is what life is about one foot in front of the other. I remember after I'd made changes to my life, I got a little bit better. I wasn't so fat. I wasn't drinking every night. I wasn't consuming drugs. I was working on myself. There was this period I was driving home, and as I'm driving down the street, I had this thought. Man, I wonder what it would be like if just one Friday, after work, week's done, I get to choose what I'm gonna do. I go out to the middle of nowhere and I just run. Like 10 miles, which at the time seemed like a crazy distance. I wasn't used to it. I would run a mile or two at a time. That was challenging and tough, but I did it consistently. So I had the call. I was like, all right, that seems appealing. I want to do that. And as I turned this corner, going towards home, there's this big old construction sign, and it says road closure for event. And I'm thinking, what kind of event is up here? Like, I live on the outskirts of the city at the time. There's not really much that could be going on. So I look it up. It's the city marathon, 26.2 miles. And immediately to set in this call to action, I felt like I had to do it. And I was back and forth, like the most I've ran is like a few miles. I haven't trained. Morning. Okay, where was I? Sorry. Most I ran is a few miles. I hadn't trained. And I had this call to action. It's 26.2. But I had just manifested my own thought in my head about, well, I could run 10 miles. And it just ate at me. It was the next week. I had a week of preparation for this marathon. And I woke up that next morning and it was just eating at me. It was the only thing I could think about. I said, you know what? If I don't do it, these people are going to be running right outside of my house. I'm going to have to look at them. I'm going to have to drive past them on the street, and I'm going to know I turned down that challenge. But if I sign up right now, I accept the challenge, I get to run right in front of my own home. I get to know that I accepted the challenge and I completed it by my own decision. I'd already made this huge transformation. This was just one more huge leap and an even greater transformation. So I signed up. I just wanted to finish the race. Just wanted to complete it. Well, next week, I ran that race. I ran it I broke 4 hours. My first marathon with, you might call it no training, you might call it some training, since I was running a mile or two every day. Well, 5 or 6 days a week. What I realized is the limit we put on ourselves. We're capable of so much more than we think. I thought I wasn't going to finish that race. I didn't want to tell anybody I was running it, because I thought I was going to have so much shame if I didn't finish it. I broke 4 hours, something like 3:56. First marathon. It's not terrible. I had this high, had this gratification. And I think that is how we can create our own happiness. Finding something, challenging yourself, moving your body, giving yourself something you have to overcome. We think that what we need to overcome is sitting behind a desk job and moving up in the ranks. There's definitely not happiness there, let alone fulfillment. We could be finding fulfillment every day. And the more you do that, the more you chase it, the more you can show other people they can actually live a life worth living. Right? I want value. Not symbolic value, right? I mean, financial security will come as long as you keep going and doing what you believe in. But I don't want to just have things that I can show for a picture or a social media status. It doesn't give me what I need. What I need to know is that inside I could have quit, but I didn't. And that's what separates the people who really change their life. And just because you haven't chosen it yet doesn't mean that you can't still choose it. I chose to sit around and do nothing except for bring myself down for years. For years. It was consume. Drink, pop pills, play video games, eat terrible food, eat a lot of it. I can feel my body just decaying. It was giving out. 22 years old. How sad is that? The craziest thing to me about that story is how it's probably exactly the same as so many other people's stories. It is absolutely nothing irregular and nothing special. But what is special is that every one of those people in that place can choose. Do they become the person that changed? Do they find meaning? We've all got different paths in life, different options for failure, for growth. There's different versions of everyone out there, different paths to lead to that other person. Many years ago, my path was either continue, eventually just keel over, let my body give out, or make the change. I remember sitting in my car during this period right before change. I would listen to Save Me by Jelly Roll on repeat. Like that shit just streamed over and over and over. And I would just cry. Fucking grown man, crying my eyes out for hours a day, commuting to work, sitting in my car on breaks and lunches. I was fat, I was broke, I was addicted to 4 substances at the same time. I was barely holding on to life. My dog just died. And it was this song, I just kept listening and listening. And there's a weird thing about music that you can feel deep pain and sadness and sit there and just kind of wallow around in your own misery. And you can break down and you can cry. But even though you feel so depressed and so miserable. That sadness in the song gives you a weird sense of happiness and pleasure about being in that state of sadness. And I marinated in it for a few days, just crying and crying. What I reflect on now is that song that I was repeating not only was by a man that changed his own life dramatically, but it kept saying that all of this drinking and smoking is gonna tear me down. And it says, somebody save me. Somebody save me. And I'm fortunate, because somebody did save me. And that somebody was myself. And I saved myself by running. Because that's all I needed, was just one foot in front of the other. My issue was that for years I put one foot out, and then I'd step back. I'd tell myself I'm going, but I wouldn't. So I just started. One foot, another foot, one foot, another foot. Again and again. At some massive weight. Barely able to get up and do regular actions. On my lunch break at work, in my Timberland work shoes, composite toed, big old clunky fucking things. I put one foot in front of the other, and I ran every lunch break. And that was my agreement to myself, is I'm just gonna do this and see where it leads. Don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm just gonna do this. And I was saving myself. I would clobber up this hill every lunch break, panting and out of breath, in pain and misery. My body wasn't technically supposed to do this. I had to push through massive injuries. I mean, the injuries I face now are rough because I push myself. They still don't even compare to just the pain of going from completely sedentary and overweight to running every day. But the value it gave me was knowing, whether I had addressed it or not, that I can just keep going through whatever life throws at me. I can keep putting one foot in front of the other. I started to just shred off weight. My life changed because the act of running was emblematic of what I needed to do in life. I hadn't figured out how to do it in life, but I figured it out through running. I didn't even enjoy it at first. I mean, it took me probably a year of just running each day to actually be like, oh, this is fun. It was rough, it was painful, but I just did it. Because the reality is life is rough, life is painful. Life will come at you, it'll strike you, it'll hit you when you aren't even ready, and you have no idea. Just like that fire did to me. I wasn't ready, but I had been training. My body did react. My body did save me. So I had been preparing it for years. Little did I know that my training and running in agility and strength, every rep in the gym was preparing me for the second where I would go up in flames. If I hadn't reacted how I had, I would be so severely disfigured. I don't know what would have happened. I don't know how I could have kept going. That's not a life I would want to live. But I prepared, I fortified myself for this war, this battle that is life. It's easy to ignore. Comfort's tempting, I get it. I wake up in the morning, alarm goes off. I want to hit snooze. I know there's cold water waiting for me. I don't want to get in, but I do it. Because it's lowering my barrier to the resistance of overcoming difficulty. And I realize, why do I want to overcome difficulty? One, for my fulfillment. the sense that I am worthy of serving myself and serving my community. And that's two, is that if I can do it, anybody can fucking do it. So you can. One foot in front of the other. It doesn't have to be running. Just do something that means something to you. Find it, grasp it, take a hold of it, and run with that shit. Don't ever look back. There's more value to life than just completing the task of every day. Spending 8 to 10 hours every day doing shit you hate doing just so you can have a day a week where you do something that gives you some kind of fulfillment. But we spend so much time doing shit we don't want. When the time comes, we don't actually find fulfillment. We find release and gratification in these actions that make us think we're happy, make us think we're obtaining something. But that thing isn't actually there. It's not tangible. It's not meaningful. It's an illusion. It's playing off the mechanisms in our brain that tell us, oh, refined sugar's good for us. It makes me happy. Alcohol, oh, that makes me relax, makes me feel good, even though I wake up poisoned in the morning. Oh, I want to sit here and play video games for 12 hours and miss out on the crucial sleep that'll help me recover, repair, and progress. It's all an illusion. I don't believe it. I think anybody who says that they deserve that and that it should be all right for them to do that, we work hard, we're human beings, you should be able to. But you should be able to find something more than that too. My argument isn't that you shouldn't be able to play video games, that you should be ashamed of eating junk food or watching TV. No, it's not at all what I mean. All I'm saying is if you made a few different decisions, you might realize there is so much more to your life than you're currently getting out of it. And sometimes it takes life kicking you in the nuts for you to realize that. Shit, I may have changed my life on my own accord, but I was still falling into the trap. It was somewhat similar to the things I was doing before. It took a literal fire to burn me out of the place I was at. Say, what do you want? Is this really what you want? To show up and work towards someone else's goal every day? No, fuck that. I don't want that. Let them figure it out. I'm not saying go quit your job right now. Rent's got to get paid. But find something. Chase it. Something with meaning. Something that challenges you, tasks your body, challenges your brain, builds you up. Right, the only thing holding us back ever from actually finding something, obtaining something, is just doubt, right? I mean, how shitty would it be if you chased a dream just to fail? What's that doubt? It was the only thing that I believe could make you fail. I think you just commit. You just say, I am going to do this over and over, and I'll get somewhere. I think it'll all work out in the end. You might not even end up where you thought you were gonna. But it's the act of moving. It's the act of direction and intention that finds something truly valuable, that's worth living for. And I just want you to find that. Because I know the feeling. I know that incredible high of going from diseased and broken to realizing, oh, life can be good. Because it can. We've just established this world that's way out there. It's away from me right now. It's got chaos, it's got complexity. It's got shit that's in place that makes us hate each other and despise each other. aren't we all working towards the same thing? Right? Don't we all just want to be better, be the best version of ourselves? Want to connect with people, spend time with people, provide? Right? That's the mechanism of life, is strive, achieve, provide. That's the lifeline, right? I mean, you strive, you go to school, you set a career in place, you achieve, you get the job, you get the girl, whatever, you get the husband. All right, well then what? You get kids, you find a community, you install yourself in that, and you give back. It's just the way we've done it. We've placed so many loopholes and variables in place, distractions. It's beginning to really poison us, tear us down. The bigger picture is confusing. We lose sight of it. We think the goal is Ferrari, Lamborghini, mansion. But the goal is challenge. Achieving, challenge complete. And providing for others. Showing others they too can compete in their own battle. That's what living unrivaled is about. That's why I chose that name. The word unrivaled means better than everyone else or better than the person next to you. Some people get confused. They think, so what? You think you're better than the person next to you? And I gotta say, no. Reflect for a second. You get to be better than the person next to you because you chose to live unrivaled. You chose to live your life. And if you choose the best version of your life, then the person right next to you could also be living unrivaled, better than you, but it's your own very version of that self. And with social media, distractions, temptations, with poison, we start to lose sight of having our own specific best version of our life. Because we see everyone else's version and we think, oh, that's what I want. I want to be living their life. They got the Ferrari, Lamborghini mansion. That's what I want. And then you chase it. Shit. Might even obtain it. At some point you gotta realize life's dull. There's nothing to it. Well, I want something. I want you to find something. Years ago, when I opened up the camera on my phone, recorded my very first video, all I wanted to do was help somebody else realize there's something great out there for them, beyond their comprehension. Because there's something great out there for me, beyond even my comprehension. And I've already realized so much. I just want people to realize the extent of the human mind, the human body, when put together, truly are limitless. Get that doubt out of your mind. Start to find something that'll keep you moving forward. That's all that it's about. Once you got that value, man, your life is gonna be so absolutely incredible. You have no idea. You'll be ready for anything. You'll be this strong warrior in your own battle of life. You'll be a pillar of strength for others around you. You'll look at yourself differently.
Good morning.
Morning. It's always nice seeing other people out here. This doesn't have to just be a challenge. It can be a release, a reset. You get distracted in the world out there. Sometimes clear your mind, reset your body, find where you're going. Direction's everything. So I want to make one thing clear. If you made it this far, what'd you think about it? When I said the words I said, you thought about your own life, you compared it. There's something you thought about. What was it? First, write it. Tell me down below. I want to know. But don't just write what it is. Tell me, what are you gonna do? What was your choice of action, of direction? It can be tiny, it can be small, it can be so unbelievably minuscule. Doesn't matter. What'd you choose? I want you to act on it. I want you to pick a direction. And guess what? If at some point you decide that wasn't for you, great. So guess what? You learned something. You realize that you can act towards your goals. And you got somewhere. That's for sure. Any direction with forward movement and intention is progress. Even if your direction changes. You became a better person. You challenged yourself. You got somewhere. And that's truly meaningful. So what are you doing? Find something. Because I guarantee you that progress, that life high through healthy action that you feel will change your life forever. I want you to feel it. It's addicting. As addicts, we learn that we usually addiction swap. Well, there's a hell of a lot of healthy addictions out there. It can be running, it can be weightlifting in the gym, it can be chess, it can be pickleball, it can be something. If your addiction right now is shitty food, fucking video games, something tearing you down, wasting your time, the great thing is you just get to swap it. We think that living healthy or making the choice that'll better us essentially means getting rid of all the things that give us relaxation or short-term gratification. It doesn't have to be, right? People always make the mistake of trying to lose weight by eating foods they don't want to eat, by going to the gym and doing things they don't want to do. No, it's not about that. We're on this earth for a short period of time. Don't do anything you don't want to do. But that doesn't mean you can't make the choices that are going to be challenging, healthy, and beneficial. Find that addiction swap. Find that replacement. Maybe you can replace French fries with fucking pickles. You know, no sugar in those pickles, but still, good pickles are fucking good. Maybe you can replace video games with swimming. You didn't even know that you like swimming, and then you go from the small 25-yard lap pool at the gym to the 50-meter pool, and then you go to swimming in a lake, and all of a sudden 2 years down the line you're swimming to fucking Alcatraz and back. People look at you like a fucking savage, because those people are savages. But guess what? How many of those people started in a 25-yard pool? How many of those people were sitting around doing jack shit with their life? I bet you a lot more than you fucking think. It's the nature of humanity. Our brains can be our strongest ally or our worst enemy. It's all about that path that you choose. Which one are you going to choose? I want to know. I want you to choose the beneficial one. I'll keep choosing it with you. I'll be right here. I'll be running. I'll be cooking over a fire. I'll be showing up to the gym every day. The best part about the progress and starting small is you get to earn your place. All right, when I walked into the gym for the first time, you feel like everyone's looking at you. You feel weak and scrawny. We see it as bad. No. That's a good thing. That means you get to earn your place. Because if you're weak and scrawny, but you show up every single day, it's inevitable that through that effort, you become better. And simultaneously, it's inevitable that people begin to notice. We're creatures that value respect and progress. So when people recognize your progress, your commitment, your intention, they give you that respect. And you benefit from it because you realize you have claimed your place. You've claimed your right to be there. One day, that big fucking dude in the gym might look at you and be like, damn, bro, you're getting fucking big. He might be like, what, do you live here or something? People begin to realize you're committed. And you don't even need the number of results of reps or weight. You just need the results of consistency, because that is so hard for people to commit to nowadays. But I believe you will. I believe you can. And if you don't today, it's all right, because tomorrow I'll be saying the same thing. And the next day, and next week, and next month, and next year, I'll keep telling you, please, for the love of God, make the hard choice. Cut out the bullshit, because it's all poisoning you. You're confused. I want you to live a life that's worth living. I want you to start living unrivaled, better than the person next to you, because it's your own life, it's your own values, it's your own sense of living. You can help the people around you do the same thing. Because look, I can see the city again. I'm coming back in. I had a short escape. That short escape was challenging. It was difficult. I persevered. I pushed through the cardiovascular strain, the pain in my calf that kept lingering and burning. But I got something so much more valuable than I would have gotten if I had walked back to that car and quit. Now I get to go back to my city, to my community, and I get to tell others, go do something, man. There's something out there for you. I don't know what the fuck it is. You might not even know. Just fucking chase it. Find it. Attack it. When you've got challenge, when you've got struggle from your own decision, the crazy thing is, you don't have to wake up in the morning like you might be right now and dread what you have to do for the day. It might be difficult. There might still be resistance. It'll happen inevitably. But you still get to wake up every day with excitement, with passion, with drive. Every day is a gift, because you're thinking, what am I going to achieve today? What am I going to obtain? I'll ask you guys one more time. What are you going to obtain? What are you going to achieve today? Mad respect for you all. We'll see you all tomorrow.